Hey, it's Mazzy, and this is Whack-A-Mole number 113. See that little thing like that? What is that? What is that? That is some kind of reflection, correction from this light, this quad light in Mazzy's record room, record library, the record vault. Come on, ooh, look at that. That's kind of, it's like a secret. Hi there. Secret. I feel like I'm Merlin. I am Merlin. I haven't done a Whack-A-Mole in a while. I did the Easy Street location one. I did the in Seattle, West Seattle. I did the Amoeba location one, but it's time for just a regular old-fashioned Whack-A-Mole. And I'm doing a little shameless selling promotion here that some people love and some people hate, but I'm not selling anything here. And I'm doing this for a friend. We all know Coffee Dave. If you don't know, anyway, I am his agent in a way here, and I'm not selling it here, but if you go to Discogs and you look for this, there's only 2 available right now as far as I know, and this is the Led Zeppelin Classic Records Road Case. Look it up on Discogs. Maybe I'll put a link down in the description. It's not cheap, but it's cheaper. There's another one for sale that Acoustic Sounds just put out that's $2,500 more than this one. It's only been played once. Coffee Dave was the original purchaser of it, and the description is over there. And it's not for the faint of heart. One-sided 45 RPM, the Led Zeppelin analog. It's a gorgeous collection. Go check it out. You can inbox me. If it's someone I know and it's local, I'll knock 5% off. Such a deal. And unfortunately, I can only send it within the United States. Maybe there might be a special circumstance, but insurance and shipping will be very expensive beyond that. But the price there includes shipping. So if you want probably the ultimate, at this point, Led Zeppelin collection, this is pretty amazing. So that's my shameless promotion on behalf of my friend Coffee Dave. We just put it up there about a week or 2 ago. And there you go. So Whack-A-Mole 5 random picks. Let's do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the Beatle waltz. I know it's something Beatles, so I know, is that cheating? Whatever. Okay. Neil Young Decade. This is probably the best single collection of the overview of Neil Young's work up till, 76, 77. Let's see, 76. Yeah, this came out. Now, interesting thing about Neil Young, he always stops and starts. Now, what's good about this, it has an overview from his Buffalo Springfield period, Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young period, obviously his solo work. It has, I think it has does it have the Stills, no, Young, Long May You Ride? I thought it was on here. I can't remember now. Maybe not. Maybe not. What's interesting about this, a personal story about this, I had a friend named Hale who worked for Warner Brothers Records and merchandising. And when I managed the Record Factory store in Irving Street in San Francisco, he came in once and he brought me a cover slick for this record that was coming out. Well, it turned out Neil Young scrapped it and he basically just delayed it for almost a year. So I had a cover slick of this, and at that point we thought it'd never come out, and we thought that would be a cool, rare collector's item of a cover. The cover, basically this package without the LP. But this is a fantastic set, obviously, with all the archive series and everything. Maybe it's been made obsolete. I don't think so. I still think this is a really great overview decade, the first decade of Neil Young's career on Reprise Records. Amazing collection. And if you're into Neil Young, I think it's a collection that everyone has to have. Okay, now we got a promo copy of Gary Stewart's Your Place or Mine. Great honky-tonk country singer. I prefer the one right before this. It's one of my all-time country honky-tonk albums with the great song, She's Actin' Single, I'm Drinking Doubles. Fantastic song. He had a great sound. RCA record, Your Place or Mine. Not for sale. Promo copy. Just a great record. More the same. Your Place or Mine, Rachel, Leah. with Nicolette Larson is on here all throughout it, and really a great sounding record. These records are fairly cheap. This one, I think, is. But again, the red covered one, She's Acting Single, I'm Drinking Doubles, is the one to get first. I highly recommend it. It's one of my all-time favorite country records, Gary Stewart on RCA Records. The late Gary Stewart, he died some years ago. I just showcased these guys in my art rock video. This is Lemon Twigs out of the East Coast, Long Island, I believe. Two brothers. They're the Diodario brothers. They're really amazing young artists. They're just in their early 20s right now. They've had, 3 to 4 albums out. This is their most challenging, their most ambitious. It's almost like a rock opera. It's a musical by the Lemon Twigs, Go to School. They're a cross-section of Todd Rundgren and Wings and Sweet and the Raspberries, that power pop sound that's very rock and roll and glammy. They kind of dress up in these really kind of early 70s glammy, skin-tight outfits. Todd Rundgren actually makes an appearance on this, and one of them actually sounds a lot like Todd Rundgren. I saw him live twice now, but the first time they were an opening act for a band called Sunflower Bean, who I quite like. I don't like their last album as much as their debut, but these guys just were amazing. Their harmonies, it's a good brotherly act, and I'm looking forward to see what they do in the future, because I think they're very stylized. They're very of a time, and they're doing it now. I don't know how that fits in commercially in the world, but who cares? If you're doing great music, I really enjoy it. This is on 4AD Records, so highly recommended. But I would get with their debut or the last album they've done before I dip into this. This took me a while to get into. I still don't love it, but it's very interesting and very ambitious. Everly Brothers roots. The Everly Brothers, obviously they went to Warner Brothers. They re-recorded a lot of their songs once they went to Warner Brothers from, was it Cadence Records they were on? This is a great family record. This is a roots that goes into the Kentucky, Nashville sound of things, over the pop sound. It's got Mama Tried, T for Texas, Ventura Boulevard. Isn't Mama Tried written by Merle Haggard? Great song. Shady Grove, a song that I think I first heard by Quicksilver Messenger Service. Mud Crunch, Tom Petty's outfit does it. I think Jerry Garcia and David Grisman. So many people have done that. Wonderful song. Illinois, Sing Me Back Home, and they close out of a montage. The Everly Family from 1952, sort of a period archival piece of Shady Grove and Kentucky. So right out of Kentucky, right out of the family roots. Fantastic. This is I have an original OG. This was, 5 years ago, a Warner Brothers Rhino reissue, and it sounds fabulous. So highly recommended. Anything Everly Brothers to me is important. But I love this kind of rootsy, this period too, where they go a little more country. Even though they always had a sort of country tinge to them, this goes all in, and it's really wonderful brotherly harmonies. And lastly, I was just on a podcast talking about this album, Wings Wildlife. Literally last week, this celebrated its 50th anniversary. Probably my second or third favorite McCartney record. The first record in 1971, but the first record that he used the term Wings on. This is my UK OG copy. I love this record. I think this record is held up better than a lot of McCartney records. It doesn't sound dated. It's more lo-fi to a point, and I don't mean in terms of recording quality, but it's minimal except for the closing Dear Friend, where the orchestral arrangement swirls beyond it. And it's a fantastic record. Denny Sewell on drums, Denny Lane, and again, when this first came out, I have my American U.S. versions, which has the Wings thing, and no one, it was, unless you really looked at it, you wouldn't necessarily, if you were a novice, know it was a McCartney album when it came out. and it didn't get a lot of love at the time, or a lot of good reviews at the time. They do a fantastic version of Love is Strange, the Mickey and Sylvia song that was also covered by the Everly Brothers, that has a little bit somewhat of a reggae opening bit for about 2 minutes, almost like a dub version. But I think this is a wonderful record, and it feels right, and it doesn't feel bloated or dated like, say, Band on the Run, except for some of the songs. So that's just my take on it. Need to feed this guy. So that's Whack-A-Mole, number 113, Mazzy's Holiday Edition. A lot of cool stuff coming. I think there's going to be a special episode with the Archivist coming up, where we pull our favorite 10 records that we just really love, that are heartfelt, from the Coleman collection, because that was a big part of 2021, that collection coming into my curation, personal distribution of that collection, my buddy. And we each pulled 10 records that we're going to discuss and talk a little about Coleman and why those records are meaningful to us musically or otherwise. So stay tuned for that, and thanks for watching. Mazzy loves you. Any links below. Check it out. Take care.